And a pleasant good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sterling High School. Channel 19 is going to bring us the home opener here in the season opener as the Silver Knights take on the Florence Flashes. It's actually the second game of the season. Sterling defeated Triton last week, 33-9. Perfect evening for football. 74 degrees, north-northwest winds at 7, and low humidity. Very different from 24 hours ago, Kevin.
And the amazing thing is, the one thing everybody was worried about was how would the field hold up under heavy rain that was expected, and then they held off and didn't get quite as much in our area. Obviously, in other areas around here they did, but the field's in great shape, really, considering what we ended up getting. And Sterling, if you look at the standings right there for last year, you see Haddonfield at top 3 and 2, then Willingboro, West Deptford, Collingswood, Delran, and Sterling at the bottom at 1 and 7.
As we mentioned in the open, Sterling defeated Triton about 3 miles away here. Surprised that they don't play more. And the guy you're not going to see tonight, Jeremiah Thompson, ineligible for. He's inactive, not ineligible, inactive for this evening.
And there's no timetable for his return.
Yep. I tell you, last week, I think it was frustrating for a majority of the game up until midway through the third quarter. Sterling was down, and then really turned the game around and fought back and scored, I believe, 33 unanswered points to come away with a big opening day win against Triton.
Yeah, great second half adjustments there. They really went into halftime, figured out what was going wrong, and made the adjustments on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball.
Looks like Sterling will kick off. A lot of different looks that we're going to get here tonight. We'll get into that shortly. But it shows a lot of resilience from this team, Kevin, being down 9-0 on the road at Triton last week. And they come back, score 33 unanswered points. And
yeah, it really tells you a lot about your team. And you look a lot of different players and look at them on film and see who's still fighting and getting yourself to the point where, obviously, as we said, they were able to turn that game around. A lot of times you'll see teams, they just shut down after they're down, especially in the latter part of a game. But you definitely didn't see that from this Sterling team.
Kicking off for Sterling, Jameer Richardson. And already a whistle. And they will reset things, and Richardson will reset as well. Kick is away, and the home opener is underway here at Sterling High School. Bounces at the 20, and it's taken right there by Woody Darian, the sophomore, and pretty much right at the spot. So it'll be first down and 10, just shy of the 25-yard line for the Florence Flashes. I don't think we've ever really seen them before, Kevin.
No. Mr. K and I saw them when we did Gloucester games back in the early 90s, but yeah, they definitely have never played Sterling.
First and 10 for Florence. Ball at the 24-yard line. They're going to hand it off right up the middle, and a nice push. Beautiful push right up the middle there by, looks like, Bland Darius, the junior running back, gained nearly 10.
Well, nice push on the outside right there. You see the guard and the tackles right there. Knocked their man to the outside and really created a barrier where the linebackers couldn't get over there and make the play. A real good start here for Florence on that first play.
Check that out. Jaden Ricketts, the senior, on the carry. Gets enough for a first down. First and 10 from the 35. They're going to go back to Ricketts again. And he crosses the 40 down to the 41. Pickup of 6. It looks like Andre Wade on the carry there. It's hard to tell the 5 from the 6 there. It's Andre Wade on the carry, excuse me.
Well, nothing really fancy. You see Wade lines up very close to the quarterback and gets to the line of scrimmage quickly, and that's always an advantage for the offensive linemen in that they really don't have to hold their blocks that long. And Wade also looks like he's got that quick first step and really gets up on the defensive lineman in a hurry.
2nd down and 4, ball placed at the 41-yard line. They go again to Wade. Wade barrels forward towards the midfield stripe, and he's going to pick up about 8 and a first down. And Florence on the ground really taking charge.
Well, if you look at this replay, Wade, a bigger guy, he gets some momentum, obviously takes people down, but whenever you give a kid like that a wide open hole and he's able to get 6-7 yards untouched, you make it easy for the offense. Strong definitely has to adjust on defense and find a way to stop that off-tackle play that obviously Florence has had success with here early on.
1st and 10, just shy of midfield for the Flashes. Back to Wade again and picks up another big chunk of yardage. About 7 or 8 on first down, and this is really putting Sterling in a tough position here on 2nd down and short.
Yeah, I mean, you really are not seeing anything that fancy. You pretty much know what's coming. You have that flanker. It looks like a slot back coming across, but you can see that Wade's going to get the ball. It's basically Florence telling you, this is what we're going to do. You have to stop us.
Second down and we'll call it 4. Ball at the Sterling 44-yard line. 9:33 remaining here in a scoreless first quarter. This time the handoff goes to Darian Woody off the left side. Woody picks up, looks like enough yardage for a first down depending on the spot. We'll see, they haven't moved the chains yet. They're going to say just shy, so 3rd down and short.
Well, you've used that up back as a runner. Now you use him when you have that slot coming across as a lead blocker, and he's able to kick out the end right there.
And right now, Florence has great blocking up front.
A timeout for what appears to be a measurement. Yeah, it looks like they are going to check to see if he has enough for a first down. I'm going to say he's short.
Do you want me to turn my sound up?
So 9:01 remaining here in the first. Florence on the move. Actually, that is looks like a timeout.
This is a big play.
Official timeout.
Here.
They're going to bring the chains out.
I think they're going to be a little bit short.
Pull them tight, and they are going to be a couple lengths short of a first down. So it'll be 3rd down and short, and I have a pretty good idea of who they're going to go to here.
No doubt about it. I mean, Sterling really has not had any success in stopping Wade. So this is a no-brainer. And like I was saying earlier, you pretty much know what's coming. It's just Sterling just has not been able to stop Wade in that off-tackle play.
Well, they have Ricketts in the huddle in the backfield. It looks like Wade is not in the game currently, so it's Ricketts in the backfield on 3rd and short at the 41. They go to Ricketts. He picks up the first down before he's dragged down at about the 37.
And we were saying, Wade, really it doesn't matter who it is up there because Sterling's just really getting pushed back up on the line of scrimmage off on that right side. You see right here, great push by Florence offensive line.
Yeah, they've been winning the battle up front all night long so far. Sterling's going to have to try and find some way to make an adjustment here up front.
And on that short yardage play, you saw Sterling create a little bit of traffic. That's only because you've got the defensive backs up, the linebackers a little closer because you're well aware of the fact that it's a short yardage play.
Time-consuming drive here for the Flashes. 8:15 remaining here in the first. Little misdirection play. Not fooled at all. Darian Woody tries to So a little trickery, Sterling defense all over it. And Rich Tussett on the tackle for the Knights.
And that's an outstanding play there by Kessick, gaining penetration in the backfield. That's the first time we've seen that. And when you can do that and become a disruptor, it really goes in the way of stopping that execution and the flow and the rhythm they've been in to this point in this game.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a momentum booster right there for Sterling, and now they got to capitalize on it.
Loss of 2 on the play brings up 2nd down and 12. Operating from the shotgun this time is the quarterback, and he connects inside the red zone. Beautiful catch on that far side by Jamar Dowling, the junior wide receiver.
And covered closely. You don't see it here on the camera, but kind of got a little bit of separation there towards the end of that pattern and comes up with a big first down catch. And that's huge because along with the running game, now they're showing that they can throw the ball too. So you really have to respect both parts of that offense.
And that ball was placed perfectly there by the quarterback. Put it right on the money to where only his receiver could get it. You take a look here. Just puts it right on the money there for Jamar Dowling.
That's a good point, Jacob. That was just perfectly thrown.
1st and 10 at the 19. Handoff. And that's not going to go anywhere as Wade Andre in there tries to find some room, and he's going to go backwards a couple yards.
And you watch right here, great job getting into the backfield there by Jameer Richardson. Stops Wade right up front, won the battle at the line of scrimmage.
Not sure, but it looked like they may have had a stunt going on right there where they shoot one of the gaps. And, when you're playing your base team, you're getting beat. That's one of the things that you do, again, to gain penetration in the backfield.
After the loss, 2nd down and 12. Just about 6 minutes remaining. Timeout on the field. And it's going to be a timeout, Sterling. 6:07 remaining here in the first. And Florence on the move on their opening drive. And you talk about almost a 6-minute plus drive we're going to be talking about here, Kevin, on the opening drive for this defense.
Yeah, you can wear down a team doing that. And obviously, the thing that we've talked about was how impressive Florence has been up front. These backs are getting a lot of yards where they're not even touched. But I think when you couple that with what you saw, you see the crowd right here, with what you saw with that pass, it shows that they can hit you on both areas with the passing game or the running game, and it really opens up the field and makes Sterling respect that part of the field.
And if Sterling can get a stop here, it'd be a huge momentum killer for Florence, wasting all that time, running the clock, and not getting any points out of it.
.607 remaining here in the first. Home opener for Sterling. They're 1-0 on the season, coming off of a 33-9. I don't know if that's a come-from-behind win, but down 9-0 early, and then the entire team woke up and ripped off 33 in a row. Jake, you were there for the game.
Yeah, they just did a great job of working in those halftime adjustments, both offensively and defensively. Got a special team score.
So coming out of the timeout, 2nd down, 13, ball at the 22, 6:07 left to go in the first. Jazier back to pass, looking end zone, and just a little too far for the intended receiver, Noel Neighbors. He was looking for a flag, and he's not going to get it. See if there's any contact here.
See right here, drops back.
There was.
Looks like a little bit of a hold there, right on the back of the jersey.
Well, threw it where either his receiver is going to get it or nobody was going to get it.
That's a freshman, Oz Lee, on the coverage for Sterling, and he might have gotten away with one there. Easy for us to say up here in the booth.
Defensively here, Sterling has to be looking for a stop. 3rd and 13, back in the red zone. Holding them to a field goal here would be a huge momentum boost for Sterling, especially early in this game.
And that's assuming that it's not 4-down territory. 3rd down and 13, and that's going to cost Florence another 5. So you're looking at 3rd and 18. So advantage Sterling here on 3rd and long.
And we talked about the rhythm that they were getting into with their running game. I think the penetration you saw from Sterling's defense in the last few plays, that is going a long way in getting them out of rhythm. One thing you do when you're out of rhythm is have penalties like we've seen just right there.
Some miscommunication there between the center and the quarterback, and they're lucky that that was not considered a live ball.
Yeah.
3rd and 18. Ball at the 27-yard line, just shy of 6 minutes remaining here in the first, still no score. Two wide receivers come split to either side. Fagier from the shotgun, looking to pass. Sets up a screen, one-handed screen, and is absolutely buried. Jaden Ricketts buried in the backfield, pass is incomplete. Great job by the Sterling defense.
Well, stopping a screen is all about making your reads right away, and Sterling read that right from the get-go, and that play was doomed to fail right from the beginning, no question about it.
Yeah, and they weren't fooled right here on the screen. You see right here, pressure gets to the quarterback, forces a bad throw, and the reserves are there to make the tackle. Big 3rd down stop right there. 4th and long here for Florence.
Tavon Atkins on the tackle there. Smelled out the screen almost immediately, and now another timeout on the field. 5:54 left to go, and this is Sterling offensively hasn't even touched the ball yet.
I believe we have a Florence timeout.
Florence probably wants to talk it over. 4th and long. Are they going to try for the field goal or keep the offense out there?
That's assuming that you have a field goal kicker that can, I mean, you're looking now at a 40-plus yard field goal from here.
It's a tough kick. That's a tough kick to make.
That's a tough kick to make at any level, let alone the high school level.
Yeah. No, just there you see Coach Joe Frappoli in his 47th season there with the tie and the hat. He's been a fixture at Florence for a long, long time, and I was shocked that he was still coaching. You know, we're wrapped up in the Colonial Conference, don't really hear much about what happens out there, and I see he's still here. Mr. K and I did a game back in the mid-'90s when Gloucester went there, and he's just had an outstanding career and probably 314 wins and probably one of the longest tenures in South Jersey. I can't imagine right now that there's anybody currently who's coached longer than that.
So we'll see what Florence comes out of the timeout and what their decision is. They're kind of in no man's land here. Ball at the 30-yard line. They have to get inside the 10 for a 1st down. And the offense is going to remain on the field. Jake Fagier, the junior quarterback in the backfield, going to go 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 coming now to the near side. 4th and long. Fagier looks screen. Now they're going to go deep end zone, and it is incomplete. No penalty markers on the field, and Sterling will take over on downs. And after a 6+ minute drive, the Flash are going to come up empty.
Well, that's impressive what Sterling was able to do, because dominating is an understatement for what Florence was able to do in the majority of that drive, but Sterling really came alive and did what they had to do. And it all started with their penetration in the backfield. There you see the overthrow, but I think that's what really went a long way in getting Florence out of that offensive rhythm.
Yeah, right after the timeout, it must have been a point of emphasis in Coach Harris's little huddle that they needed to penetrate up front, and that's exactly what they did right there.
Trey Potts from the shotgun, first offensive snap for Sterling, hands it off, and Florence, nice tackle. Trying to turn the corner was Mekhi Morgan. He could not. And that's a really nice tackle by Darian Woody.
You see right here trying to run an outside zone. Gets to the outside, but great tackle right there. Wraps him up by the legs. Holds him to a minimal gain.
Gain of 1, under 5.5 remaining in the scoreless first. Potts from the shotgun. Going to hand it off again. And almost the exact same result. This time they go back to Mekhi Morgan in penalty marker on the field. See what the call is from our official. And They're going to get a hold against Sterling, so that will erase whatever gain that they had, and it will back Sterling up almost near their 20-yard line.
I think they got it on number 78, Jumbo Riddick, the sophomore. You see right here on the replay, look at the left tackle right here.
Yep.
Just grabs him. That's definitely a hold. Good call by the official.
And I'm impressed with what I saw defensively from Bubba Hall, the middle linebacker, staying home, making the read, and really showing a lot of quickness on 2 plays in this drive and getting to the outside and making the play.
So the hold by Jumbo will cost Sterling a nice chunk of yardage. They're back inside their own 20.
And you see right there, there's quarterback Trey Potts with Jeremiah Thompson being unavailable tonight. He's the starter here.
And they might have gotten 5 of it back here if they got him on the hard count. So instead of 2nd and 22, it will now be 2nd and 17. That makes it a little bit more manageable.
Just give them extra.
Still have a long way to go, but facing 22 instead of 17, it's a big difference.
Yeah, we're after the offense stalled, the defense job right now is to retain the field position advantage.
Potts throws it out into the flat. They're looking for Valeriano. Valeriano down the near sideline. Able to get back to about the original line of scrimmage and bring up a 3rd down and 10. And that's a great play to get a more manageable 3rd and 10.
And I like what Valeriano was able to do. You see him catch the ball and quickly square those shoulders up and get upfield in a hurry. That's a play that you see from a lot of veteran receivers, and Valeriano is definitely somebody who falls into that category.
The sideline warning against Sterling as a near side official threw the flag. Sterling was trying to go to the hurry up there, and then the flag came out.
And then you saw on the screenplay, the way that Valeriano caught that ball and ran with it, looked like it was going to break big, gain for more yardage, but a good job by Florence just containing it to make it only a 7-yard gain.
3rd down and 10, 4.5 remaining here in the scoreless first. Potts from the shotgun, looking to pass. Now he's going to keep it himself. He can move. Trey Potts gets out to about the 35. He'll be about 5 yards shy of the 1st down, bring up 4th and 5. But that's what you got to be careful of with Trey Potts in the backfield.
When you look right here, this is great pocket awareness. You see right there, 22, Damian Ricketts for Florence comes in almost untouched from the offensive line, and Trey Potts goes out there, makes a move or two.
Sterling to punt, high snap, goes right over the head, and it's still live ball, and either way, the Flash are going to have it. Deep in Sterling territory, inside the 15. The snap was high, and Mekhi Morgan couldn't corral it. And that's going to give Florence excellent field position.
And they've had some issues early on in this season with some of the snaps, and boy, that's a killer right there. In a game where defensively you really squared things up and were able to make a stop and get the ball back, now you're giving momentum right back to Florence here.
And you put your defense in a really tough spot, especially since they were able to get you a huge stop on 4th down, and now you're putting them right back in the red zone.
1st and 10 for Florence. Ball placed at the 13-yard line. Handed off right up the middle, and again, near the 5, ball came out as Wade Andre was the ball carrier. And Florence was able to jump on it, but that was a live ball. I think that came out. That definitely came out. Nobody saw it. It was sitting right next to a Sterling player, and that's good presence of mind there.
Yeah, right next to Mike David
Nick
right
Levac
there.
to jump on that. Right place, right time.
And you see the great run blocking from the Florence offensive line creates a huge hole for Wade to run right through. 2nd
down and 3. Ball at the 6. They go right back to Wade Andre, trying to push near the 1st down. They can still get a 1st down inside the 5. And it looks like they are going to be very, very close
Well, the defense obviously is doing a much better job stopping that play, but obviously they're in a situation where they have their backs against the wall, but really getting to the point of attack right there. And boy, this would be huge if they were able to make a stop here, defensive stop.
Andre comes up just short. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
If you look at the replay right there, multiple Sterling defenders trying to take down Wade.
This is where you're going to need penetration into the backfield, regardless of the type of play.
Andre on the carry again, and it looks like he got the first down. And he did. Needed 1, got about 2.5. So it'll be 1st and goal for Florence.
And this is a great play by Andre. You see right there, Sterling got good initial penetration. Andre just shifted on his own and was able to, through a great individual effort, get that first down for Florence.
1st and goal, ball at the 2 for Florence. Looking to strike first for either team here. Sterling looking for a defensive stand. They've been on the field a majority of this first quarter. They go back to Wade Andre, and he walks into the end zone for the touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown run from Wade Andre, the senior, and it's 6-0 Florence.
Just a situation where Sterling, obviously with the muffed snap, put themselves in a bad situation, but one thing Sterling's proven this year is that if they get down, they can find a way to regroup and come back.
Yeah, they can definitely come from behind. You saw it last week against Triton, 33 unanswered points.
The number 63 for the extra point, the hold, Jonathan Cook. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 1:31 remaining here in the opening quarter. It's 7-0 Florence. Penalty marker, however, on the field. Might have been a unsportsmanlike afterwards, perhaps?
Not quite sure. Didn't really see exactly what had transpired.
Both teams are off the field, so I would assume, yes, it is unsportsmanlike against Sterling.
And especially being down in this game, it's penalties like that that are going to kill you and cost you more in the long run. Still early here, only in the first quarter, but careless penalties like that will definitely hurt you.
And you see a good crowd on hand. We talked about the weather, really as good as any opening day, opening home game that we've had in a long time, and the crowd really
great to
is
have
coming
the
out
fans
here.
Back in the stands.
Yeah, and we didn't even have kids in school today, so this is impressive.
Yeah.
Usually you're promoting it throughout the day.
Mr. Gaffredo bringing. Yeah, we ordered that, Mr. Gaffredo. That's pizza. I hope he's bringing that up to us. No? Either way, we're going to get another look at the touchdown as we sit up in the booth hungry.
You see right here, Wade gets the handoff and just a clear hole to run through. Florence's offensive line has given him great space to just get upfield, and he looks to be like a big guy, tough to bring down, takes multiple Sterling defenders to tackle. You give him that much space, he's going to do some damage.
And at that point, I mean, they just double-teamed with the tackle and the end coming down on the defensive lineman at the point of attack, and Andre's a big guy, doesn't really need a whole lot.
Florence on the kickoff. Dan Jantos will kick off for Florence. And it goes over the head of Trey Potts. And I'm going to take back what I said about Mr. Gaffredo.
We didn't think you were going to bring this up here.
We saw you with the pizza.
Goodness.
We didn't know that it was actually going to come up here.
Where was I on pizza? I was on Pizza Cam?
You were on Pizza Cam,
Okay.
Coach Gaffredo.
And you see right there, those are the new lights that they just had put in a few weeks ago First time being used for the football games here at Sterling.
And they say they're very impressive, and as the night goes on, we're going to see that, obviously. And we take back all those things we said about Mr. Gaffredo coming up with the box of pizza all by himself. He redeemed himself. We just have to cut that part of the tape out for the replay of the game.
Somebody put the camera.
We said all good things.
And there's Trey Potts. Big run right there by Trey Potts. First down for Sterling. You see right there. And that's exactly the type of play you need right there to energize a big drive for Sterling here. Potts takes the snap. Handoff up the middle and another big gain. And he's still going down past midfield, and the Knights are rolling down the field.
Real nice job up front here. You saw that hole. That was a huge hole.
It's going to force Florence to take a timeout as Sterling on back-to-back plays. Went about 45 yards. Really, really impressive job by Sterling. And coming back after that touchdown run by Wade Andre.
And you can see
how that's picturesque right there.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. The new
now
lighting
we can't get the full effect of our brand new lighting system that was installed last week. Give it about a half hour or so.
Yeah. And they're definitely, you know right away by looking at them, because they just go down.
Yeah.
I mean, you're really not seeing anything coming out, or, you know, sometimes the lights will get in your eyes when we're up here looking at a play, but you definitely don't have to worry about that.
First down and 10. Try go to the backfield, and that's going to be Jameer Rowe. Goes absolutely nowhere. Loss of 4 on the play. Great penetration by that defensive line from Florence, and even better timeout.
And you saw the previous play where they ran up the middle. I think right now what Florence is doing is they're really overplaying to the outside. We saw a few runs. They were able to stop it by Hall from the linebacker position, but they're overplaying to the outside, and that's why they're stopping Sterling on all the runs to the outside.
Up the middle, still going, still on his feet, inside the 30. Ball comes out, Florence says they have it. Let's wait for the official, and they do.
And there's another perfect example. Guys, the 2 plays that we've had success with in this drive are the ones right up the middle. Florence just really doesn't want to see Potts from the quarterback position or any of the backs get to the outside, leaving the opportunities open right up the gut.
As Nemo Butler Mayhew, the sophomore on the carry, just coughed it up as he crossed the 30-yard line. Or excuse me, the 35-yard line.
And taking a look at the replay here, making a look and see if the knee was down, and it looks like it was before the ball came out. Much easier for us to make the call after looking at the replay than it is for the official on the field.
First and 10 for Florence, and man, did they catch a break there. Shearer under center, hands it off to Jaden Ricketts, and Ricketts able to gain a couple. Clock continues to run, under 30 seconds left to go in the first.
And that's a tough one for Sterling, because you could see that as we look at the last play right there, but the knee was down, and just a tough break. No instant replay.
Yeah, and one big gain after another. The momentum was definitely shifting towards Sterling. Coughed up the ball, and now Florence has another opportunity to score.
And that will be the final play of the first quarter.
Where were you? You were supposed to meet me at my locker.
I had to get my books.
Let's go.
Where are we going?
Don't worry about it.
Seven 0 Florence as we head to the second quarter. Rob Strauss, Kevin Schulz, Jake Clark.
Well, tough break on that called fumble, but looked like on the instant replay that knee was down. But not much you can do about that. You just have to keep playing.
Yeah, the refs don't get a chance to review anything, unfortunately. And you saw a lot of things in that first quarter. You saw Andre Wade is really a presence on the offensive running game for Florence, and you saw that Sterling's running game up the middle was really what was leading to their success in that drive down the field until the fumble.
I think if Strong plays their game, does what they need to do, and eliminates the mistakes, the muff snap, the fumble, I think they'll be okay in this game. But again, how many times do you see teams that are better than another team get more yards, but mistakes will kill you?
Mistakes will kill you, especially if the teams are evenly matched. Right now, only 7-0. You could say these teams are looking pretty equal. Yeah. Those mistakes will come and haunt you by the end of the game. And a pitch to the outside. He looks like he's going to throw, and he does. Downfield, and it's intercepted by Trey Potts. He's still up, running past midfield, and he's still going. And he'll be out of bounds into Florence territory. Big interception there for Trey Potts, and the fake run to a pass. The trick play does not work.
What a play there by Trey Potts.
Went out around the 34. Take another look at this. Breaks off a tackle and just has all that momentum going forward. Steps out right around the 34-yard line. Great way to start.
And it was great coverage on the outside because the quarterback had to delay a little bit. In that delay, and especially with the penetration Strong was able to get, that really doomed that play from the get-go. Wasn't able to get a whole lot on it. Got hit as he threw. And Potts was there in center field to make the play.
Yeah, the trick play just to no avail there for Florence.
1st and 10 for Sterling. Ball inside the 35. Handed off up the middle. Little misdirection play. They're going to pick up about 10. And Mekhi Morgan on the carry for Sterling.
And you see that inside run once again. Just hands it off inside. Good blocking up front. Good job by Mekhi Morgan just finding the hole right there.
Just shy of the first down. He picks up 9, 2nd down and 1. From the shotgun, Trey Potts again, trying to get a hard count. Potts on the keeper himself. Scampers inside, now goes outside. Trey Potts, 23 yards for the touchdown.
I think you really saw the advantage of the ability to stay low right there. They come in on Potts, they're not hitting his legs, they're hitting shoulder pads, and they're just going right off of him. And boy, I'll tell you what, for a little guy, he's got strong legs, and more importantly, keeps the legs going through contact, and that was a big part of why he was able to get that touchdown.
Yeah, and you saw right there on the read option, they went after the running back. Trey Potts decided to keep it and run it in for the score.
Yep.
The extra point is up, and the extra point is good, and that ties the game at 7. 10:53 remaining, all knotted up at 7. Thanks to the 23-yard touchdown run by Trey Potts.
And they had the initial penetration. Like I said, you went for the back, but they still had a man on Potts, but he just shook him off and saw some daylight, showed great explosiveness.
Yeah, once Trey Potts gets into the open field, he can do a lot of damage out there. really shifty in the open field. You see right here, missed tackles from Florence. He makes a quick cut, and to the house he goes.
I mean, I'm counting 4 potential tackles that he escaped there.
I think you're right. Around that, if not a little more. Take another look at it.
There's 2. Here's a third, and then he's going to cut right there. There's the 4th.
Just great quickness on the cut. You really see him, great change of direction. Throws the defenders through a loop. And just great speed to get to the outside. Score the touchdown.
All tied up at 7. That's exactly what Sterling needed after being dominated there in that first part of that first quarter, Kevin.
No doubt about it. And Trey Potts, obviously a senior leader, has made some big plays here early on. Obviously, you had the big interception to put them in that position, and what a play there.
Richardson on to kick it off from the 40. Takes a bounce. It's a live ball inside the 5. Florence looking for running room, and they don't get it. Great special teams effort as X Miller, the sophomore, gets in there.
And you see right there, just great tackling by Sterling. Did a nice job to corral the return man.
Like a little guy,
First and 10 for Florence inside their own 10 at the 8.
Well, here's an opportunity for the defense to really put their stamp on the momentum and continue the momentum that Sterling has.
And, you know, being on the 8-yard line, Florence is probably...
Continue too.
Shear. And the Sterling defense is woken up as they hand it over to Darian Woody. He goes nowhere. Tackled on the play by Nemo Butler-Mayhew.
And that's the one thing, when you have a team buried deep in their own end, you can take some chances. You've got a lot of room to work with, and that's where you might get that extra penetration. There you see 2 and 3 defenders right there in the backfield, not allowing these backs of Florence to get upfield.
Yeah, and you have to be figuring back by their own end zone. The running game has been strong. They're definitely going to be trying to run the ball off their own goal line. Definitely don't want to drop back and pass here.
Loss of 2 on the play brings up 2nd down and 12. We're back to the running game for Florence, and not much doing there. The Sterling defense in the last several minutes has really woken up.
A good penetration, and on that one actually, good lateral pursuit to go with the penetration, and that really just makes things difficult for that back that was getting a lot of room. I mean, you were getting 4 or 5 foot holes early on in this game that you're not seeing right now.
Yeah, Sterling has just been winning up front, and that's really what it comes down to, especially when a lot of these calls for Florence have been runs. It's going to be who's going to win the battle up front, the offensive or defensive line, and right now Sterling is just winning up front, and that's why they have everything going their way.
3rd and 9 for Florence. Handoff off the far side. Ball comes out, and Sterling jumps on it. They have it. Looks like Mekhi Morgan fell on it. And Sterling in excellent field position here after the fumble.
And right here, just great job taking the ball away from the quarterback. Good job stripping it from him.
And when you fly to the ball, you get the gang tackling. That's one of the advantages that you have, in that if you're the 2nd or 3rd man to the ball, you're going to try for a rip right there. And that's what Sterling was able to do. And that's all part of being an opportunistic defense, and we're definitely seeing that from Sterling, especially in the 2nd quarter.
And this definitely gives us great field position right here.
Mekhi Morgan on the strip and Jameer Richardson on the recovery. 9:11 remaining. Sterling, an excellent opportunity here, 1st and goal from the 9. Back to Morgan, and he goes backwards. Great pursuit in the backfield. It looks like that was Jaden Ricketts.
Well,
on the tackle loss of 2.
Stopping the option is all about discipline. You're going to have somebody that has the back, and you're going to have somebody that has the quarterback. You can't stray from your man And Florence showed great discipline on that play. And for them to stop Potts on that play, they're going to have to continue to be disciplined.
And on these outside zone plays that Sterling continues to call, it just seems as though the front seven of Florence has been able to just get outside of the ball carrier very quickly.
Second down and goal from the 10 after the loss of 2. Potts from the shotgun. And he falls down. He was going to try and get it to Morgan, little read option there, and he just slips and falls. So back-to-back negative plays for Sterling. Loss of 3, third and goal from the 13.
Well, it wasn't Florence that stopped Trey Potts there. It was a soft spot in the turf.
Yeah.
Quick to the line. They give it to Morgan. Morgan with a hole. Morgan approaching the goal line. Penalty marker thrown as Morgan's dragged down inside the 5 and around the 2, but we'll take a look at the penalty.
Off the bat, I think that might be a hold there on Sterling.
Could be a hold on the edge. So Jameer Richardson tugging at his own jersey, trying to plead his case to the officials, but to no avail. Looks like it's going to go against Sterling here, and it will.
Yeah. And all the
Watch
same,
Jameer Richardson here, number 55. As soon as you put your arms up in the air, that's usually an indicator. See if we can get one more look at the hold.
But despite the penalty, and you'll see the penalty here coming up.
That is definitely a hold. Definitely.
Yeah. Look at Morgan after contact taking the defender for a couple yards.
Potts back to pass, looking end zone, caught, touchdown, penalty marker thrown. He connects with Valeriano in the corner of the end zone. We'll take a look at the penalty, but now the helmet has come off of David Mortimer, the freshman. For right now, the penalty, the touchdown is good, but let's take a look at the penalty.
And Malachi Gold lost his helmet, number 73.
Ineligible player downfield for Sterling. What a ball by Trey Potts, though, nonetheless.
Well, I think Potts, he just looked like he just put the ball up there. You look at the yeah.
We saw this last year. Christian Valeriano can climb the ladder. 7 touchdowns last year for Christian Valeriano.
Well, if you take another look at this replay here, Trey Potts, great pocket presence here. But you do look, number 77.
77's way downfield.
Way down the field. Rich to set, way down the field. Good call by the official, but the pocket presence from Trey Potts there, defender right in his face, still gets the throw off, not afraid to take the hit.
Yeah, and one thing the defender didn't do, and this is defensive back 101, you've got to pick up the ball at some point. He had his back to the ball and had no idea where the ball was going.
Third and goal from the 22. 7:39 remaining in the half. Sterling 7, Florence 7. Glad you joined us here on Channel 19, home opener for Sterling. A front-loaded home schedule this year for Sterling. We'll get to the schedule in a few moments. Third and goal from the 22. Potts from the shotgun. Scrambling, looking left, throwing left. Going to put up for Valeriano in the end zone, and it is incomplete. Did not go for Valeriano. Looks like he's going on that far side. Valeriano was in the middle of the field.
Good job escaping the pressure, but well covered down the field for Florence. Trey Potts, if that was the best read into a double team, Florence was doing something right.
Yeah, he didn't convert. Trey Potts didn't convert, but 2 things I like about that. First of all, was readjusting to the pressure, going to the outside, giving himself some more time, and the throw he was able to make under a lot of pressure. Really was able to get his back foot behind that, but wasn't able to convert.
So I'm going to go for it here. 4th and goal from the 27. Potts under pressure, trying to make something happen with his legs. He's got to get in the end zone, and he is crunched down hard at around the 15-yard line. He took a pop, but Trey Potts is despite his stature, he reminds me a lot of Darren Sproles.
Stays low.
Stays low, just quick, shifty.
Yeah, and I have to give credit to Florence right here. They knew they had room to work with, and they just all converged on him in a good team defense manner, where they didn't allow, they pushed him to the outside and basically narrowed down the amount of field that he had to work with.
Yeah, what I really like seeing from Trey Potts is that pocket awareness there. He knows when to tuck it away and run with it, and he knows when he can sit back and still make a throw. Good job of just avoiding the pressure. He knows when he takes off with it, he's electric in the open field. Obviously a big gain, but not enough for Sterling.
1st and 10 for Florence. Ball at their own 15-yard line, 7:20 remaining. Handoff up the middle. Sterling defense has figured it out after a tough opening drive. The Sterling defensive line is really honed in on this Florence run game.
Yeah, no question about it. You're seeing them get their hands. You see a double team right there in the middle. He's able to just basically take up space and allow some of the other guys to make the play. You get double team, chances are you're not going to make the tackle. But if you take up space, you're allowing other guys to get there and make a play, and that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and a great job by the end, just really recognizing that the ball was not on the outside and stayed in the inside. And he made the play, was sort of the first man there.
Wade Andre on the carry. He's in the backfield again on this 2nd down and 8 as we approach the 6:30 mark of the half. A little edge run here as the Florence Flash get across the 20 out to the 21-yard line. Big gain of about 3. Bring up 3rd and we'll call it 4.
Well, you see that motion man right there, not really being used a lot in the early part of the first half with the success they had off tackle. You see Florence right there trying to get around the edge.
And that was a great block there by Andre Wade on the outside, really allowing his man to get a few more yards up the field.
It will indeed be a 3rd and 3 ball at the 22. Florence going to put 2 wide receivers to the near side. And they're going to run it again, and they're going to get the 1st down and more. First carry of the night for Tyler Brunner. The junior picks up the 1st down in a big spot for Florence.
Yeah, it looked like it was a trap there, and they cut back against the grain and found a huge opening right there. Again, that's the type of hole you saw in the first quarter. Really haven't seen a whole lot of in that second quarter, but took advantage of it to get a really important 1st down for Florence.
And that was a great job of mixing up the play calling. They had gone to more of inside zones to the left and the right, mixing it up with a trap, and then a great tackle by Deuce Everett really saved a touchdown-saving run right there.
Back to the run game, and Sterling back to the defensive game as they go back to Tyler Brunner, and he picks up nothing. 2nd down and 10, 5 minutes remaining in the half.
Another play where you saw him try to cut back against the grain, but give Sterling credit defensively. You know, they were beaten on the previous play, but within this series, adjusted on the next play and were able to make the stop.
And the ends are really doing a great job of collapsing in the middle, forcing the ball to go up the middle and allowing those defensive tackles and linebackers to get stops.
2nd down and 10. And the Sterling defense again holding Florence to no gain as Wade Andre goes nowhere as Nemo Butler-Mayhew makes the tackle for Sterling.
And a great job of just wrapping up Wade Andre there is Mike David. Mike David making a great stop there, forces a 3rd and 10.
And when you're up front defensively, you're holding your ground, you're creating a lot of room for those linebackers to scrape to the outside. And that's something that we didn't see in the early part of the game that we're seeing right now.
Big 3rd down and 10 for Florence. Back to pass. And almost picked off. Penalty marker thrown on the near side. Incomplete pass. Kai Morgan broke it up. You
take right here. That's a great play by Mekhi Morgan. Getting his hand. You take another look at it here. Play action. Just sticks his hand right there. Sticks his hand in between the pass and the receiver. Good job breaking it up.
And Mekhi Morgan's very quick, don't get me wrong, but I think that play had a lot to do with his anticipation and him reading the play and probably looking at a lot of film of Florence prior to this game. And
they're going to wave off the penalty flag. So it'll be a 4th down for Florence, and Sterling will get the ball back with about 3.5 left and a pair of timeouts to work with.
You got to be hoping that the return goes well here. Puts you in some good shape with about 3:30 left to go in the half. 2 timeouts. Got to be looking for a score right before halftime.
Tyler Brunner on to punt. Penalty marker thrown again. And that might cost Florence 5 on the false start, and it will. Good defensive stand here for Sterling. 3 straight plays, no yards allowed in that last series for Sterling.
Yeah, they did a great job of just their front 7 was doing a great job of just winning at the line of scrimmage. They knew the run was coming.
Brunner gets the punt away, takes a bounce at midfield. Sterling's going to get away from it as it rolls inside the 45 down at about the 44-yard line. Sterling, with 3:27 remaining in the half, a chance to take the lead.
You have solid field position here with 3:27 left in the half. 2 timeouts. Got to be looking to put up some points here headed into the half.
yeah, Sterling's in a great spot right here, but again, you just have to be disciplined and not put yourself in position where you're making dumb mistakes.
Yeah, getting those careless
Getting
flags.
dumb penalties. Yep.
That'll back you up.
1st and 10 for Sterling. Put a man in motion. And they hand it over to Deuce Everett. He's sophomore. First carry of the night for Deuce Everett.
See right here, they put a man in motion, get the jet sweep going. Good blocking on the outside. But Jaden Ricketts was able to just break off the block, get to the outside, hold it for a minimal gain.
2nd down and a long 9. They go right up the middle. It's Morgan. And Morgan picks up a nice chunk of yardage for the Silver Knights. And that'll be a 1st down for Sterling.
Great job by Morgan, but look at Potts continue to carry out his fake. Froze a couple defenders, took them right out of the play just through execution and really doing a good job with the play fake.
Offensive line did a great job blocking. You saw the right guard move.
Nice little move by Jameer Rowe. Rowe still on his feet down the near sideline. Rowe gang tackled inside the 15. Clock will stop, 2:32, but what a run. And a nice little shimmy there by Jameer Rowe.
You see right there, just slips off the tackles. And then makes a quick cut, breaks it out to the outside. Using his speed to get to the edge. Huge gain right there for Sterling. Puts him in the red zone.
Timeout Sterling. 2:32 remaining. They'll have 1 timeout remaining.
Take another look at this.
The move from Jameer Rowe in the backfield to get loose, and then obviously hurdling the tackle there, but
yeah, just great job of just avoiding the tacklers, makes a quick cut and then breaks it right to the outside.
But whether it's Rowe, Morgan, or Potts, they're showing a great ability to make cuts, show great balance right here, breaking tackles. You see with a little bit of a stiff arm right there. Really all the traits you need to be a great runner.
Well, the offensive line has great run blocking up front so far. They've been holding up real well. You saw in the first half of the Triton game, they didn't hold up as well on the pass blocking end of it, and they couldn't move the ball forward running either. But then during the second half, the run game really just started to click, and that's how they put up 33 unanswered points. looking to put up points here on this drive.
Really tell the difference in the lighting right around now. The lights look phenomenal.
The lights do look great.
Going LED.
I just like the fact that there's zero glare.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you're talking about what sometimes we have to deal with.
1st and 10 for Sterling. Ball at the 15. 2:32 left to go in the half. Here go Morgan again. Morgan inside the 10. 5. Touchdown. Makai Morgan. But there is a penalty marker thrown.
Yeah, that's in the holding area.
And that's a killer. Let's see where we can find the hold here.
Wow.
Looks like they got 77 for Sterling. That's Rich to set.
And that's a tough one because at that point Morgan was almost going to the open field and he could have made a cut.
Yeah, the right part of your screen
shook the
here.
defender right off.
Not yet, but right there.
Right there, yeah, grabs him up close to that shoulder pad area, and he puts the hands up, definitely signifying that there was a flag that needed to be called.
That'll cost Sterling 7 points. They set up the screen to Makai Morgan. They go back to him. He's got some room down the near sideline, reaches for the pylon. Do they give it to him? They're going to say he's just short.
I think he's short by just a matter of inches. But this is a great play call here, getting the bubble screen. We got blockers up in front. Good job by the wide receivers holding their blocks on the cornerbacks. And a great job by Makai Morgan running in space.
Quick to the line. Potts going to keep it himself, and he goes into the end zone. Touchdown! His second of the night. This time from a couple yards out, and Sterling takes the 13-7 lead.
Well, Potts had all kinds of room in that outside, and really with his speed, had no problem getting out there and getting in for 6.
You see right there, they don't contain on the read option. They just go right after the running back.
You see the replay right here, and Sterling is really having no problem getting a couple yards like they need it right here for the score.
Yeah, the edge rusher there, just take another look at the replay. I believe it was number 4. Just did not contain on the outside, was not even thinking about the option from Trey Potts, and that just gave him a wide open lane to the end zone.
Richardson on to attempt the extra point. The snap, the hold, the kick is no good. So with 2:09 remaining, Sterling takes the lead 13-7.
Very impressed with what Trey Potts was able to do on that drive, and especially that last play, not the last play, but the previous play that got them all the yardage. As we look at the last play right here, I'm going to the right side. The pass play, he got the ball, got it to the outside quickly, and the receiver got upfield in a hurry. Put the ball in a position where the receiver could square up his shoulders and get upfield.
Yeah,
and just showing great instincts from the quarterback.
Yeah, that screen play, you got to get it out quick. Everybody has to do their part. The quarterback has to get the ball out quick. The wide receivers got to hold their blocks on the outside. Everything went well for Sterling. Just Makai Morgan couldn't get into the end zone. Didn't matter though. They got in the play afterwards. Take another look at it. You see right here, just uses his speed to get to the outside. And once he gets into the open field, he is just so quick.
Yep. Very impressive, since when you're considering this kid really hasn't played quarterback a whole lot. He's able to buy himself some time, throws a good long ball, and Jacob, you had mentioned his ability to know when to hold on to it and throw, and when to see everything breaking down and get ahead and run.
I believe this is the first time in the first half that Sterling has had a lead all football season. only 2 games in. First time for everything.
High end over end kick taken inside the 10. A little bit of speed for Florence off that right side. And they're going to get out to about the 27-yard line. And that's where they will take over. And they have no timeouts remaining. And here comes the 2-minute drill, exactly on the nose, 2 minutes remaining.
Florence has to be able to move the ball downfield quickly and be able to get out of bounds by themselves in time so they don't have to run in the hurry up.
And Sterling's just playing, I think, the big world you have to look at is confidence on both sides of the ball right now. Offensively, we talked about what they're able to do with Potts and the running backs. But even on the defensive side of the ball, you're seeing a lot of gang tackling, second, third man in, just trying to strip the ball. Very opportunistic defense we're looking at.
Yeah, and defensively, they've been playing, the front seven has been playing great ever since that first drive. They just made an adjustment. They've been getting into the backfield pretty easily. And you've seen a lot of tackles from those linebackers, even when it gets to the second level, able to keep it to like a 3 or 4 yard gain.
2 receivers to the near side on 1st and 10 and tackled in the backfield. What a great tackle. That's Nemo again on the tackle.
You take a look at this. Here's the contain from Nemo.
Timeout Sterling.
Just takes him out right by the legs.
Fundamentally, you can't do any better than that. Had his helmet on the ball side, put his shoulder in there. Keeping his helmet to the outside there.
Nobody on him. Nobody blocked him.
Yeah, he was doing a great job containing the outside and then crashing in. He wasn't afraid to be great on that play.
.152 remaining here in the half. Sterling with the 13-7 lead. 2 Trey Potts touchdown runs.
And for not playing quarterback a lot, with Thompson being unavailable this game, you know, Trey Potts has done a phenomenal job of really playing the quarterback position. He's done a great job of, you know, running the ball out of the quarterback spot. We know he could run it out of the running back spot. He's done a great job of throwing the passes. You've seen it, even though they've been called back on flags. He's been getting the ball downfield very well, and his pocket presence is the thing that I like the most, is he definitely knows when to keep it, when to run with it, when he can take the hit and make the throw, or when he has to escape the pocket.
How about the comfortability level of Trey Potts in the backfield as well, playing the quarterback position here tonight. Quarterback keeper, and that's not going to go very far. Sterling still has 1 timeout remaining as we tick down to about 100 seconds remaining. Let's see when they choose to use it. I would assume that if they get a stop here, they will call their final timeout. Gain of about 1. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 11 from the 25. Trying to do some math here, Kevin. Trying to figure out how much time.
Might be wrong. They had scoreboard is having timeouts, but we think they're out. So
either way, 3rd down and 11 as we're under a minute to play. From the shotgun is Florence, looking long, going to put it up in the air. It's incomplete, some contact there, no penalty marker thrown. Intended on the play for Jamar Dowling on the near sideline, couldn't connect with the junior. And that'll bring up 4th down, but more importantly, that stops the clock, 47 seconds.
This was a great job of just everybody playing their zone. Had Nemo Butler-Mayhew up front, Trey Potts in the back. Trey Potts going after the receiver, and Nemo had the receiver up front, couldn't let him just dump it off and run for extra yards. Great job of everybody sticking to their zone and playing their spot.
yeah, and having too much air under that ball too. That's one you got to zip it there and get in there in a hurry, especially with the defensive backs and their ability to close in.
Florence will punt it away. Sterling, one more opportunity to put some points on the board. Punt takes a bounce inside the 45 rolls out of bounds around that same spot, and that's where Sterling will take over first and 10, 38 seconds to work with. And this is something that you practice a lot. I mean, this is a situation, maybe they're down 6, and this is the fourth quarter. What plays do you run? Are they scripted? Like, what do you do here, Kevin?
Well, you can script all you want, but I think with Sterling's success in his second quarter in gaining penetration, with what the defensive backs are able to do, it just makes it very difficult for this Florence offense because they really haven't been able to get anything going consistently in this second quarter. A good play here or there, but nothing from a consistent basis.
Yeah, other
4 wide receiver look here for Sterling, 3 near side, 1 far side. Potts from the shotgun. Potts looking. He throws it, and it's caught inside the 40. Jameer Rowe on the catch. Are they going to say he caught it? And they are going to say he caught it, and Sterling takes their final timeout, 30 seconds remaining.
See right there?
Oh, he got it.
Angle. Can't really tell if he caught the ball or not. But either way, great job of just, you see right there, Trey Potts not really afraid to take the hit out of the pocket.
That's just athletic play right there by Jameer Rowe.
And that ball doesn't look like it hit the ground. Great catch. Way to use his body to catch it on puck.
That's Trey Potts making that throw on the run, too. That's not an easy throw to make by any means.
But that's and you're seeing these receivers do something you always see in a high school level. You saw it from Valeriano. You saw it right there. Their ability to adjust on the throw. And Trey Potts, don't get me wrong, is doing a great job. But when you have receivers that can do that, it makes it that much easier.
Especially with the quarterback that's rolling out of the pocket. The pass is probably not going to be perfect. You got to be able to adjust to where the throw comes. He's rolling out of the pocket, looking for somebody. He needs help, and you just got to be able to just catch the ball. Especially, Rowe did a great job, had open space, just securing the catch.
So neither team with a timeout remaining. Sterling to go trips left this time. Valeriano lines up in the slot on the near side. Potts looking to pass, puts it up, and it is caught on that far side. What an acrobatic catch by Deuce Everett.
That was a great job of stepping back into the pocket by Trey Potts.
Clock continues to run, 20 seconds remaining. Potts from the shotgun. Scrambling to his right, puts it up. Another catch by Everett. He's got to get out of bounds. He can't. And that's going to be how the half ends because nobody has any timeouts remaining.
Well,
and Sterling going to take a 13-7 lead into the locker room.
Yeah, we talked about receivers adjusting and making plays in traffic. You saw it right there, only to come up a little bit short. But a great second quarter here by Sterling.
So we'll get off to a quick break.
Can I live with you? Sure. Sorry for being mean to you, Vaughn. It's okay, Leah. I love you.
People are oblivious to the facts and supportive of the fiction. What should you believe? Believe the facts. COVID-19 is a real problem, and here's how you can do your part. Social distancing works. 6 feet apart from everyone. Proper mask placement prevents the virus from getting in and out, and lets you breathe normally. And if you're not near a sink, you can use hand sanitizer to kill the virus before it can keep spreading. But whenever you can, wash your hands. Soap, water, happy birthday. You know the drill. Let's help each other get through this. Stay safe, stay healthy, and go to cdc.gov for more information.
If you're struggling with consent, just imagine instead of initiating sex, you're making them a cup of coffee. You say, "Hey, would you like a cup of coffee?" And they respond with, "Thank you, I'd love a cup of coffee." Then make them a cup of coffee. However, if you ask them, "Hey, would you like a cup of coffee?" and they answer, "I'm not sure," you can make them a cup, but be aware that they may not drink it. If they decline, this is the important part, don't make them drink the coffee. Just because you made it, that doesn't mean that you're entitled to watch them drink it. If they say no, don't make them coffee to begin with. If you can understand how utterly ridiculous it is to force someone to drink a cup of coffee, and recognize when someone doesn't want coffee, then how hard is it to understand it when it comes to sex? Whether it be coffee or sex, consent is everything.
I've been awfully concerned about you. Would you like to talk? You've been locked up in the basement for numerous weeks. Is there something going on?
I'm not.
Hi, I'm Devante. I'm going to teach you how to use and wear a mask properly. This mask acts as a barrier to prevent spread of a virus. This virus is called COVID-19. Here's the do's and don'ts. Wash your hands before putting it on. Inspect the mask. Do not use if it's damaged or dirty. Simply place the strands around your ears. Make sure chin, nose, and mouth is covered. Avoid touching your mask while wearing. Remove the mask, hold it by the straps, and hold it away from your face. When done using mask, don't forget to wash your hands after. Follow me. Don't forget to use soap. Do not share mask with others. Stay 6 feet apart. Most importantly, stay safe. Hi, I'm Devante. I'm going to teach you how to use and wear a mask properly. This mask acts as a barrier to prevent
Okay, kiddies, let's film a commercial.
With the COVID pandemic still going on, limiting the attendance of the people in the bleachers we sit in, we need a way to help bring the sports to them. This is where we come in. Tech Crew is as important as ever, and these are the people taking on this important job. We do important stuff for live coverages, home and away, recordings for your family, and college scouting. Important stuff, isn't it? But we need people to help with this important stuff. Who might that person be? Why, to make it simple, you! If you're interested, find Mr. K in room 201 to join the Tech Crew today.
Today's contest is being conducted
according to the rules of the New Jersey State High School Athletic Association.
These rules provide for fair competition among players.
Spectators can help promote good sportsmanship by observing the rules of fair play.
Any verbal, written, or physical conduct related to race, gender, ethnicity,
disability, sexual orientation, or religion shall not be tolerated,
and could subject the violator to ejection.
It may result in penalties being assessed against your team.
For keeping this competition
at a high level of good sportsmanship,
please let the players play, the coaches coach, and the officials officiate.
The Colonial Conference has always prided itself
on the tightly wound threads that extend through our communities that we represent.
For decades, these threads have created a bond, unlike any other in high school athletics.
And it is during times of adversity and injustice,
such as what we currently face,
that our Colonial Conference commitment to doing what is right
and promoting the fundamental concepts of respect.
We call on all of those who represent
the Colonial Conference
to continue to strive for unity and equality.
And welcome back to Sterling High School football against Florence. Sterling leads this one 13-7 as we head into the second half. And we're going to take a look at some of the scores from the first half.
Right now, Sterling's doing a good job defensively against Florence, able to hold back the run against a very powerful Ricketts Jaden, who is just basically another play.
I was impressed with what they were able to do in turning things around on both sides of the ball, especially after Florence in that first quarter. For the first 6 minutes, just ran the ball off tackle at will, but Sterling adjusted, was able to get a good push on the defensive line, was able to get some penetration, made some plays, and really that went a long way in turning the momentum around in this game. I think that's why you're looking at Sterling with a 13-7 lead.
Well, Trey Potts doing a great job, able to get that interception, which was able to lead to a touchdown, which right now came to a big effect with Sterling right now. And of course, Sterling just missing that one extra point, but still, it's just a great job showing from Sterling. Almost we saw a little bit of the passing play in that final couple seconds there in the second quarter, but...
Well, Trey Potts is stepping up as a senior leader. John, you just mentioned the interception, but even more importantly, what he brings to the table from a leadership standpoint in running that quarterback position that he has not normally played. But I think what you have in Trey Potts is a kid who has the experience of being a 3-year varsity starter, and it's really showing, especially with Sterling turning things around in that second quarter.
Out for the kickoff is Dan Jantos, the senior.
And right now, Sterling's two deep players are Jamie Rowe, and I can't quite see the other guy's number, really. It's number 2, Evans, out there in the backfield to receive the ball.
And the kick is away from Jantos. Good boot, received around the 10-yard line. And he's got some space out around the 40. And still going as he'll be brought down.
Just over the 45-yard line right there. And just a great job right there from Sterling, able to return the ball that far up and able to give him space.
Rowe didn't dance around, got the ball, and just went straight upfield. I think that's a big reason why you're seeing Sterling with great field position here at their own 46-yard line.
1st and 10, ball on the 45 for the Knights. Potts in the shotgun. Takes the snap, hands it off there, and there is running room for Nemo. But he's tripped up shortly past the 50 into Florence territory.
And you also got to give credit to the offensive line, able to giving him room to find that open space and giving him a running path.
Yeah, that was just a great job of reading what was in front of him.
Another handoff to Nemo, and he's got a hole. Lowers his shoulder, and a good run there from Nemo Butler-Mayhew. Big run to move the chains for Sterling.
They just ran it straight down the middle, right down Florence's defense. And then they take a big chunk of yardage and another first down.
And Trey Potts will keep this one on the option. He's got space outside. Makes a cut. And he is down into the red zone. And 2 explosive runs from Sterling there. Put him right around the 10-yard line.
And again, you said this, Jules, is that Trey Potts, his ability to see what's going on, his awareness, his just agility is just on point today.
Yeah, especially for a kid who really hasn't had much experience playing the quarterback position.
And Potts hands this one off to the outside, and he will score. Touchdown Sterling. Mekhi Morgan runs that one in for a 7-yard score.
And it's just in a matter of a couple of plays, Sterling's already on the board.
And Sterling now leads this one 19-7.
Well, I think you saw two successive plays. First, Potts keeping it with the option going to the right side, and then Morgan going to the left side. But again, I'll go back to the execution. They carry out their fakes, freeze the defense just for a split second, and with Morgan's speed, he's easily able to get to the outside.
Richardson out for the extra point. Snap, kick is up, and good.
Beats it.
And that'll increase the Sterling lead by 1 as it's 20-7 with 10:53 left in the third quarter.
And Florence defense had nothing to say right there against Sterling's running ability. It's just been all points since the second quarter.
Really explosive drive.
And you could tell that was a team that went in the half knowing they had the momentum and didn't want to relinquish it and really put their pedal to the metal. You saw a couple of quick plays where they lined right up, and you could see that this was a Florence defense that was really back on their heels. And they've got an uphill battle for them, down 20-7 against the Sterling team that's on a roll right now.
Again, Sterling's defense has just held them down to 7, and really since after that touchdown that Florence got, Sterling's defense has been on point.
Jameer Richardson, after nailing the extra point, will be out there to boot this one away on the kickoff.
And Jameer Richardson has been, so far this game, has been a great kicker on kickoffs. Of course, he did have that one missed kick, but during these kickoffs, he's been great, sending it deep.
And Richardson sends this one away and muffed around the 20-yard line, bouncing it to the right side, and there is some running room, but a good tackle from Sterling. So he'll be down shy of the 30, down at the 28-yard line.
One thing we really haven't talked a lot about is the job Sterling has been doing in coverage, and you saw it right there. And we always say football is a lot about discipline, and that's strictly what coverage is. You stay in your lanes, everybody has a spot where they have to be, and they're able to stop Florence and have been able to stop them, whether it's punt coverage or kickoff coverage.
And out comes Jake Fager and the Florence offense. Under center, takes the snap, pitches it to the left side, and there's a bit of running room. Quick cut, and he will be brought down, but a big gain out around the 50. Good run there by Darian Woody, as that'll be a Florence first down.
And a lot of fans out there wanting a holding on Florence right there, as we're gonna hopefully try and get a replay of this. But right now, Florence with a big play straight off the gate, and let's see what Sterling can do.
Fager under center, takes the snap, pitches it to the right side this time, and there is a flag down for a minimal gain.
And where the spot is, it looks like it is going to be a holding. It could be a holding.
You're seeing great upfield penetration to the outside. That goes back to what we saw starting off in that second quarter. A lot of gang tackling and that opportunistic defense that gives themselves a shot with the second man coming in to possibly make a strip on the ball.
And it was a hold on Florence. That'll back him up.
So far going 1 for 1 on today's broadcast.
Wiggles is batting 1,000.
Wiggles in his senior year. It's amazing. It was like yesterday.
It was.
A freshman.
Man, just coming up to the booth and seeing the first football game up here, and
yep.
It's
time flies.
It does.
It'll now be a 1st and 20 for Florence. Clock still ticking, 9:46 left. Ball on the 40. Sterling still leads 20-7 in this third quarter. And he drops back to pass, looking, fires a shot, and that one is right off the hands.
I think you could have gotten offensive pass interference there. It looked like there was a little bit of a push, but the ref let them go. You'll see this towards the end. Looked like he wanted to put his arm out, but ref just let him play there. Probably in the end, not a bad call.
Yeah, not a bad call whatsoever, and
didn't look like there was enough to call a flag on that one. It's the incomplete pass will make it 2nd and 20.
But you can see the pressure that Sterling's putting on the quarterback is forcing him to throw in a way where he can't get a lot on it. You get a lot of air in it. It gives those defenders that extra split second to break up the play.
Man in motion, and that one is stopped quickly up in the backfield, as that'll back up Florence even more. 3rd and a mile.
Well, guys, we've talked at length about how Sterling is controlling the line of scrimmage, both defensively and offensively, but I think just as important is the penetration, like you saw right here.
And you're not wrong, and you've been seeing that from Sterling's defense all day, and it's just incredible what they've been coming up with and able to stop this Florence team.
That was Rich Toussaint making the play right there, shaking off a couple of defenders.
3rd and 24 on the Florence 36. And he takes the snap, drops back. And that one is broken up by Trey Potts. Good play from the safety spot to force a 4th and long.
And guys, again, it starts with the pressure. Look at the quarterback. When you're throwing a ball and you're going back, you're not going to get a lot on it, and it gives the defenders time to recover and make a play. I think everything really starts with what's happening up front. There you see Ricketts right there. Jumbo Ricketts just manhandling his man.
And that's a good thing to see, is this front 7 really get really aggressive. And
short punt.
Not a great punt there. Might have been tipped up at the line. Let's take a look.
I think it might have hit one of his own teammates here. Gonna take a look. Nah, just a bad punt.
Yeah. It did have the look of something that was blocked partially.
Yeah.
And now that's Sterling offense back up out on the field. Great all-around performance for the Sterling offense, both up front and in the running game. And a standout. And there was -1 yards on that punt.
Going to hurt the average a little bit.
Potts takes the snap, keeps it himself. And Florence read it well there. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage.
One of the few times they've been able to contain Potts right here.
And honestly, I'm surprised that they haven't actually decided to actually pass it more with Potts. There's this one play that they use as a running play, which I could really see being a nice fake run play and having a wide receiver wide open. They were leaving most of the time Christian Valeriano open.
And a handoff there. Breaks it outside. He's got running room to the 20. Makes a cut at the 15. And he is down around the 5. But there is a flag on the play.
That's going to be brought back right there. That's going to be a holding against Sterling.
And the toughest thing about this hold is it was right when, or even after, I think, Rowe was able to get around the edge.
And you're going to see it's going to be Christian Valeriano. I believe is going to have the hold right here.
Well, look on the right side of your screen on this replay. Unless it's out of our picture, which I think.
Now, there.
Here we go. Yeah, it's right there. But like I said, it's when he's downfield. I don't know. That's a tough one.
I wouldn't have. I don't know. That's a tough one to call right there.
But you talk about consistently calling things. They've been calling those holds been very picky on them. Some of the ones that left you. You look right there.
He's right,
the hold.
Yeah, that's
right
a hold.
in front. Does grab. And a big thing they look for too is an extension of the arm as well. Looks like his arm's got a little.
From that
extended.
angle, you can see it a little bit better.
There is by the looks of things, an injured Florence player down on the field, right around the 5-yard line. But yeah, that's a big.
That angle, you could see it.
Yeah. That's a big killer right there.
We saw the one from behind. It didn't look as much, but when you're grabbing, and especially if you have a back judge right there looking at that. And like I said, the shame of it is when Rowe had already turned the corner, was downfield.
And an injured Florence player down around where the tackle was made.
Boy, I tell you what, you look at what this win could do for Sterling, being 2-0 if they go ahead and go on to win this game. Going into that Collingswood game with a lot of momentum. And, maybe Collingswood isn't like your Haddonfield or your West Deptfords of the world, Paulsboro's of the world. They got a very good team this year. And what I'm looking at right now is the Sterling team that's feeling real good about themselves.
Yes. And
Playing with confidence is key.
Yeah. And confidence in getting these wins off of these games is really important. And they keep playing like this, it's going to be hard for a team at their level to really stop them.
Yeah, and John, I think it was your freshman year, maybe sophomore year, we went to Collingswood, and looking at the type of team Collingswood is, what do you think Sterling has to do next week?
Honestly, if I remember much, I believe it was my freshman year where we were down alone on the ground.
Okay.
They were more of a running team, and if the defense can continue on what they're doing against Florence, I think they have a shot. They have a big shot of stopping Collingswood's run game. It's my only question part of right now Sterling's defense is their pass coverage. There's a couple of times where they're left a player wide open, and you get lucky that they miss, or the quarterback just lofts it up. Collingswood, they're just not going to do that.
And you can order a DVD of your favorite event, $20 per event and $3 for mailing, and include the name of the event. You can email tv19@sterling.k12.njus or call that number on your screen.
There we see just an outstanding crowd on hand, seeing a real nice game. And boy, you could not have asked for better weather than what we have tonight. Polar opposite of what we saw last night. And thank goodness the field is holding up well. But a lot of enthusiasm here in the crowd. See kids, some have their faces painted.
It's great to see too, especially with having nobody last year.
It was really empty during that last year, of course, but it's great to see to have the crowds back in it, and it just brings a whole different game to Sterling. Just the atmosphere of the whole game.
I mean, it was great to even have a season last year, but Jacob, you're right. It just wasn't the same. It's almost like you were sometimes when you go to a scrimmage in the summer, it had that feeling to it.
Or almost as if
games,
the games were played at a neutral site.
Yeah.
There were no fans really for either team.
Maybe a couple of the parents from the players and all, and that was it.
That was really it, yeah.
Good to see the cheerleaders out here. They work very hard and do an outstanding job for Sterling.
And good to see the down player from Florence is up.
And it's also a good job to see the band, which, of course, my sister's in.
Yep, band puts in a lot of time, too.
Darian Woody, the sophomore, the player that was down for quite some time, walking off under his own power. Definitely a good sign to see.
And John, we were talking about Collingswood. One thing I always see from Collingswood, they have it's part of their tradition is they go for strips, create turnovers. I'm starting to see a little bit of that from Sterling. And probably more importantly, I'm seeing them putting themselves in position to do that with having gang tackling, 2-3 people going to the ball. If you're a second or third man going for the ball, hey, you're going for the ball carrier.
Yeah.
Try to rip it right out.
You never know what can happen. And
2nd and 16. Potts lines up 2 receivers to his left. Takes the snap, looks, and that one is broken up.
Nearly a pick right there, just from number
off the
6.
hands of Jaden Ricketts, the defensive
Probably
lineman.
one of the few mistakes we've seen from Trey Potts. You see, that's a predetermined play right there, and boy, Florence came within a whisker getting that one, and there was a good chance they were going the other way for 6.
Oh yeah.
Look here, throw is not the best.
If Ricketts got that, that's a touchdown. He's hard to stop when he gets going.
And Potts decides to keep it himself, and he's on the move, down past the 25 and tackled close to the 20. Good run there by Trey Potts.
And he ends up actually getting the first down right there, Trey Potts, and just a great job again from Potts is that he's able to make room out of nothing.
Yeah, and we didn't see it, but there was a quick fake to the left, a look, and it froze the defenders. Again, Trey Potts is doing things before he makes that first step to give himself space.
And they hand this one off. Good cut there by Rowe. He's bouncing it outside. Has some running room. Makes another move. And touchdown Sterling. What a run by number 11, Jameer Rowe, the freshman.
And honestly, just a great job from Rowe. But not to mention, he's a freshman. There's been a couple plays from these freshmen that have been unbelievable in this game, and the freshmen have really been showing up to this game.
Yeah, whether it's Potts, Morgan, or Rowe right there, they just do a great job of making people miss in the open field. And boy, he had some nice moves right there towards the end of that play.
Just a great move, great run play right there from Rowe, and able to get a nice score.
And the kick is up, and good by Richardson. You see right here, making a lot of moves on the outside. Great cut at the end to bounce it in.
And just a good job diving effort to go into the end zone. He's already falling, tries to leap in, and he gets it.
And so that'll give Sterling a large lead, 27-7 with 6:55 left here in the third quarter.
And we can't not mention the block by Christian Valeriano. They're out in the open. You look at this off to the left side.
Yeah, that is true. Just some really great blocks right there from Sterling, able to give Rowe that room and able for him to get that touchdown. Good job right there from, yeah, you said it right there, Fowler.
Good cut. Really great cut right there at the end. Good job of just breaking off the defender.
If you approach one of these ball carriers and don't keep your legs underneath you and you lean one way or the other, they're going to make you pay for it. I'm seeing a lot of that in the open field. And we're talking about Strong taking over momentum, but I think when you look at Florence, you see a lot of younger players on this roster, and they're making mistakes out in the open field that you usually see from younger players. But give credit to Sterling; they're taking advantage of it.
Right now, Florence has given up 27 unanswered points since they scored that first touchdown in the, I believe it was the second quarter.
Kind of reminds me of last week. Sterling had scored 33 unanswered points the second half.
So far, it's becoming the same game like last week. It's a little muffled right there.
And a great job of the Sterling special teams. So he'll be down around the 20-yard line. Muffs the kick, and they were there to corral him.
And again, it's just that spin. He wasn't really prepared for that, and he just drops it.
got away a little bit. But there again, in coverage, I see Sterling coming at him from all directions, which tells me they're staying in their lanes, and I go back to that big word, discipline.
Florence breaks the huddle. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 20. The referee puts it back in play. Under center is Fager, takes the snap, handoff to the left side, or excuse me, the right side, but for minimal gain, and there's some pushing and shoving going on.
That's not good to see. Just get out as soon as you can. Don't go make any commotion right there. It's better just to stay out of it.
That's where you want one of your senior leaders to step in and say, hey, we don't need anybody getting thrown out of a game and not being able to be available for a big game next week against Collinswood.
And penalties like that, if there was a flag call, it can really just, stupid little penalties like that. I mean, Sterling has a massive lead, but penalties like that can hurt you.
Yeah,
it can hurt you in the long run.
Mental part of the game is just important is what you can do physically.
Yeah. As you said, mentally, like, now Florence kind of understand, like, they're going to go and attack that player that was just upset. So they're going to use that against their advantage.
And he fakes the pitch. And the Sterling defenders swarm the ball carrier. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage there. As Schulz has said before, great gang tackling from Sterling right there.
And again, Sterling's just doing a great job, able to get one man to somewhat stall the running back and then have 2 to 3 more players on him already.
So it'll be 3rd and 3 as they gave him forward progress for that run. Fergie in the shotgun, man in motion, rolling to the right side. Fires complete, and he'll be close to a 1st down.
I think they're just going to mark him just short. No, I don't know.
And they do move the chains there. 3rd down conversion for Florence.
Not a bit.
He doesn't even look to be close to the spot on the replay there.
No.
Very generous spot.
Not a bad job by Sterling. I mean, they had good pursuit, not bad coverage. The ball was just put in the exact spot that it needed to be put.
Ball on the 30. Under center is Fergie. Handoff to the right side. And a gain of about 5.
And right now, Florence is able to get some decent yardage on the run game now, and just kind of taking time off the clock with it. But again, Sterling, just a good job able to hold them for those, to getting them to like a 2nd down or a 3rd down.
Good job playing with a lead. Can't allow big touchdowns. As there's a handoff to the right side again. A little bit of a surge forward, but not enough to get a 1st down.
Probably got 2 yards on that play.
And one of the nice things you're looking at with the Sterling team is you got a nice mix of veterans and younger players. And, obviously that helps for the future, but you can see these younger players gaining experience and, more importantly, confidence, even within this game, from quarter 1 to now, towards the end of quarter 3.
And they had a really young team last year, young offensive line. 3rd and 2 here for the Flashers. There's another handoff to the right side. And it looks like he will be stopped short. Did they say the ball came out?
There were fingers pointing on who had the ball, but I think the refs were in disagreement, and they're just going to say 1st down.
1st down, Florence. Another third down conversion this drive.
For me, it didn't look like he passed the first down line yet, but again, there was just a big huddle, so.
Big pile of bodies. But all in all, Florence will get the first down on the 40-yard line, mounting a little bit of a drive here.
Yeah, and hey, they give up first down. I just like how Sterling's making Florence just work very hard just to get a first down.
Second time they had to go for able to convert a third down this drive.
And a run to the left side here, cuts back towards the middle. And a good job by Sterling there to hold him to a minimal gain.
And you talk about players gaining experience. I think, from a younger player, maybe prior to this year, only played JV. The biggest difference, and you could say this for any sport, is the speed at the varsity level. And where I looked at some players on that defensive side of the ball that were playing a little bit flat-footed, delayed and getting to the outside. Now they're playing on their toes in this latter part of the game.
And a good run of about 5 there for Florence.
This is
third and 4.
And let's see if Florence can make another third down conversion.
So far 2 for 2 on third down conversions this drive. Looking to make it 3 for 3 is Florence.
Let's see if Sterling can, third time's the lucky number. The third, well, yeah.
Fergie under center. Ricketts in the backfield. Now man in motion is Darian Woody. And he drops back to pass. Looking downfield. And that pass is incomplete.
I think he might have just got lucky on that one. You're gonna see it right here.
That's a missed hold right there.
A little bit, but I think the ref might have deemed it an uncatchable ball. Anyway, it was close.
So it'll be 4th and 4.
Florence is going to send out the punt team.
And with 27 seconds left in this third quarter, Florence will punt. Sterling still leads 27-7.
See you, Shane.
And it's a fake punt here. And he drops the shoulder, but not enough to pick up the first down, and the failed fake punt.
You're down 27-7. What do you have to lose? Give it a shot.
Give it a shot, but honestly, the 20.
You see right there, number 21 for Sterling was the first to get to him.
It's James Hall.
Yeah, James.
Yes, yep. James Hall's been there, been at Sterling for a long time as a ball boy. From I don't know,
his days
maybe 2012 until 2018.
His days
now
with the
he's
junior program.
And Sterling right now going to have some great field position right now.
Potts takes the snap, hands this one off, and there's some running room up the middle for Mackay, and he will take it all the way to the house. Touchdown, Sterling.
Just a great play right after stopping the fourth down conversion, and again, Sterling with a great running play right there.
Mackay Morgan on the score once again. So it's now 33-7 Sterling with 8 seconds left in this third quarter.
And, you might forget at this point, but this was a one-score game coming into the second half. But I think the key was Sterling came out and really imposed their will in that first drive and has never looked back.
And they took that momentum from the second quarter that they had and just kept running with it. And the snap is down. The kick is up from Richardson. And it is good. 34-7 our score with 8 seconds left in the third quarter. You take another look at this run.
Just not to mention, you got to look at the great blocking upfield for him. For Morgan is just incredible.
Yep. A lot of explosiveness.
Take another look at it. Once Morgan just got into the open field, it was over for Florence.
Yeah. And they've been finding a way to do that all game, and they're doing it both through two things. Is first their execution, and then their quickness and ability to cut right there. That was just pure speed and getting to the outside and winning the race. But this is a very impressive effort from the second quarter on by Sterling here tonight.
Sterling having some very nice young top running backs this season so far. Of course, you have Potts. He's right now playing quarterback, but just using his speed.
And when you have so many different weapons, that's another thing that makes those play fakes work so well, because they just have to respect all areas of the field.
And the thing is, they give it to all, basically these fake options and all, and then you don't know which one's going to have it at the end of it.
Took on a hit from Mr. Gaffredo right there, recovering. He's got his helmet and his shoulder pads on. But he came up big with the pizza tonight, so we can only bust on him a little bit.
And another muff kick there. And he breaks this one to the outside, but good tackling from the Sterling special teams, as that will be the end of the third quarter. Sterling leads 34-7 as we will be taking a break here, and we'll see you in the fourth quarter.
Kickoff returns to the 10-yard line. It's the end of the third quarter. The Knights taking over the Flashes 34-7.
And welcome back to Sterling High School, ladies and gentlemen. It's all the ground game here tonight for Sterling. Kevin, after falling behind 7-0, 34 straight points, very reminiscent of last Friday night.
No question. And you know, we just mentioned a few seconds ago, a little bit ago, of how this was a close game at halftime. Only a one-score game, but I was just impressed with how Sterling came out and knew they needed to dictate the tempo on that first drive, and have just really gone a long way in turning this game around.
How about through 7 quarters of play, Sterling is outscoring opponents 67-16. Wow. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Doing a lot of good things, but you're getting towards the part of your schedule that you also have to clean up some of the mistakes that you're seeing here against lesser teams that could end up hurting you against Collingswood, and obviously after that you've got West Deptford, Haddonfield,
Paulsboro as well.
We know, what those teams are about. Or Paulsboro's after Collingswood, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's going to be a very big testimony right there. I think is going to be against Paulsboro on how well they can play against them.
Yeah.
Sterling will host Collingswood next Friday night, and then travel to Paulsboro that following Saturday morning, and always a tough place to play down there in Red Raider country.
No question about it. You've got an outstanding tradition, and their kids within that tradition that know how to win. I mean, they could be down 14 in the game, and they're still coming at you. When you're looking at the Paulsboros, the West Deptfords, the Haddonfields, they don't quit. They just keep firing away. They're looking to make the next play.
Penalty marker thrown on the field.
And that's going to be a false start against Florence right there, and that's going to drive them quite a bit near to their own end zone.
I got to give Sterling a ton of credit here. After the opening drive that Florence had, holding the ball for nearly 7 minutes and scoring. We didn't know what direction this ball game was going to go. It did not look good.
Yeah.
And then Sterling just rips off the last 34 points in a row, and very much in command here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you saw them, like I said, you said it perfectly, Rob. They were getting dominated up front, but then they made a couple plays, and just a couple senior leaders making plays, you could see the rest of the team feed off that momentum, relax, and play the type of game they needed to play to obviously pull away the way they've had.
Trey Potts, a pair of touchdowns tonight. Makai Morgan, a pair of touchdowns this evening. And they're going to be tested next Friday night against a very, very good Collingswood team. Beatable Collingswood team, I believe, and the history shows that Sterling hangs with this team 48, 47, and 6, I think, all time. The all-time record very, very close between these two.
Well, Collingswood, a team that a lot of time has speed, and with that speed, they create space on the field. Yeah. But what I like about this Sterling team from the defensive side of the ball, and at a risk of being redundant, we're talking about the gang tackling. That goes a long way in negating teams that try to create space and minimizing the space they have on the field.
It'll be 3rd down and 10. Sterling defense just really clamping down here and giving Florence really not too much to work with. They are backed up inside their own 10. Actually, right at the 10. And you have to think, Kevin, I don't know how many possessions Florence has left, especially the way Sterling's playing defense here. They can run the ball.
Yeah.
It's going to be a ground game here, ground assault from here on out for Sterling.
And it's always good in this situation because when you're winning, you can get younger players in the game, filter them in the game. How many times have we seen injuries? Obviously, we hope it doesn't happen, but that helps with your depth.
You can also find Channel 19 on Facebook, facebook.com/Sterling TV 19. All the updates, which I'm sure are going to be all over the place in the next week or so as the students come back to the castle after the Labor Day weekend on Tuesday, September 7th. We can't wait to see everybody back in the hallways. And it's great to see the crowd out here tonight for sure. And if this crowd is any indication of what the energy level is going to be like in the hallways this year, I'm excited. Speaking of energy, did they get him for the safety? They did not, but regardless, it's a sack in the backfield. And it's going to bring up a 4th down. The Sterling defensive line giving absolutely no time for Jake Fajir.
And also just under constant pressure. I don't think he's had any throws, or he might have had the one that he outside when he rolled right, where he could set his back foot and throw. Usually, with Sterling's pressure, he's leaning back and trying to throw.
Richardson in there on the tackle. Florence in the shadow of their own end zone.
And they're got to be very careful here for Sterling not to get a safety right here.
Sterling showing some pressure on the kick, and I think they got a little too over anxious there, and that's going to cost them 5 yards and give Florence a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, you're going to see it right there, number 22 on Sterling, Xavier Miller, gets a little too happy and causes the flag on the field.
That penalty doesn't hurt you.
Nah, not much, but you kind of want that, though. You kind of want to block that.
Another penalty. We'll see if they'll see who moved this time.
And Sterling's pointing at
Sterling's going to, and now we're just going to go back to whence we came.
This is when the game slows down. With penalty every other play. A lovely fourth quarter of a blowout.
Yep.
And I got to give the superfans a huge shout out. Not one student has stepped foot in the building in terms of academics this year.
Yeah.
And we still have a fantastic crowd on hand here tonight.
This is unbelievable for a day when they weren't in school. Obviously, you can promote it.
Punt goes out to about the 30-yard line. Sterling going to have excellent field position. In their first possession here of the fourth quarter, 8:28 remaining here in the fourth. Sterling all over Florence, 34-7.
Right now, basically, after that Florence touchdown, it's been nothing but Sterling. And they have not let go whatsoever. They just keep pushing down on Florence, and honestly, might as well.
Yep.
First and 10 for Sterling at the Florence 30-yard line. New quarterback into the game for Sterling, hands it off inside the 30.
It's going to be number 21, James Hall.
Bob Hall.
So Trey Potts' night is complete. He's done with a pair of touchdowns, and what a great game he had in that first half.
Yeah.
And Mekhi Morgan took over in that second half offensively. The aforementioned Mekhi Morgan going to plow ahead, still on his feet across the 25, almost down to the 20. Just keeps those legs going, does Mekhi Morgan, looking for the hat trick.
Can't blame him. Makes a couple spin moves out of a tackle, and Florence finally takes him down, and just, as you mentioned right there, Strauss, great ball protection right there from Morgan, able to keep two hands on the ball.
Bob Hall in the backfield, loses it, picks it back up. He's going to keep it himself, tries to make a move, and he might have lost a yard or two there, but a good presence of mind by Bob Hall there to at least try and get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you sit right there. Good job right there from Hall, just to try and get something out of it at least. But like you said, you might have lost a yard, but it's a good try.
Called 4th down and 5, under 7 minutes remaining here in the fourth. Hall, and a penalty marker thrown as he tries a hands-off to Mekhi Morgan. It's going to be an offside penalty against Florence, and that should give Sterling a first down.
Well, let's see right here. And yep, it is a first down. You called it right there, Strauss.
Guys, this is just an outstanding atmosphere here. You guys recall the play. I'm looking out here at what the crowd's doing, the cheerleaders getting into it, the band and the cheerleaders. It's just great to have all this back.
You don't realize that you miss it until you don't have it.
Right.
And I think a lot of things over the last couple of years,
and you see right there,
things were kind of taken for granted. And now that they're starting to come back, they're like, wow, we really did miss the fans. We really did miss a lot of things.
Definitely appreciate things more.
Andrew Vi on the carry picks up a couple. Brings up second down. Bob Hall from the shotgun, going to hand it off. They're going to Vi. Vi, short gain there, if anything at all, brings up third down.
And right now,
Sterling looking just to run this one out here and get out of here injury-free.
Basically just running down the clock as much as possible.
And look ahead to Collingswood next week, which used to be the Thanksgiving matchup. Obviously, since they have shifted things around, the West Jersey Football League, the whole state champion aspect of everything, and they don't play anymore on Thanksgiving, but it's going to scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. That's Jameer Rowe, his second of the night. 3 Sterling players, each with a pair of touchdowns. This one from 18 yards out.
And again, you just see it right there. Able to break a couple of tackles, just great protect. Able to get a couple blocks upfield and just a couple little moves, and he's in the end zone.
And if I'm a defensive coach watching that play and watching a lot of the running plays, I'm saying, hey, these guys aren't going to go down with an arm tackle. You can't pull them down by the shirt. You've got to hit and wrap. If you don't do that, they're going to break tackles and get out into the open field.
You said it right there, and I think that's what what's been so key with the Sterling's defense, that they're are not going for those. They're going for the wrap tackles around the legs and all. They're holding on.
Kick is up and good, and the lead now is 33 as the Knights lead 40-7 here late in the fourth. Second touchdown run of the evening for Jameer Rowe, and the second of this half. He ripped off that 21-yarder earlier, and he just added an 18-yarder to his tally for here this evening.
And you know what I actually think is that I don't think Florence has gotten past the 50-yard line ever since they scored that touchdown.
And we'll just add to the total here, 74-16. Sterling is outscoring opponents in their first two games.
Yeah, don't want to have to do, but let's face it, you're going against a couple of lesser teams. Obviously, watching how this game progressed, seeing these guys. Florence has some younger players. Next week is going to be your measuring stick.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, past that, you've got the, the kings of the Colonial Conference, and that's a tough mountain to climb. But next week, I think, is really going to tell you how competitive you can be moving forward.
The good news is it's right here at home, right here on Channel 19. We might do a little pregame here around 6:45. As you know, it's the front half of this schedule is very home-based. The last three games, I believe, for Sterling are all on the road.
Yeah.
And it's going to be some tough sledding in the month of
teams.
October when you're looking at Haddonfield. I believe their last home game is against Delran, I believe. Checked into that.
And Richardson's going to kick this one away.
Taken by Florence at around the 20-yard line. And out of bounds, just shy of the 30. Take a look at the October schedule. Here's how it looks for Sterling. Friday, October 1st, home against West Deptford. That's going to be the homecoming game. And then the following Friday at Lindenwold, at Haddonfield the following Friday, at Willingboro that following Friday, and then that's it.
And you see right there, Doling Jamar, slow to get up, was injured during that kickoff. But as you were saying, Strauss.
Some tough last three games to end with there.
Yeah, I mean, and Delran, we've scrimmaged them a few years and kind of were at an equal level, but I think they've gotten a little bit better. Obviously, last week, I believe Delran beat Willingboro.
Yes, 27-14.
So, that tells you the caliber of team you're looking at there, because obviously in the last few years, Willingboro has really had a very good team. I know a couple years ago we played them, and boy, they were one of the better teams I felt like we played that year.
So Collingswood next Friday. And you can follow updates on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at SterlingTV19 for all the latest and greatest of what's going to be a very, very busy fall after kind of a, I don't want to say dormant fall last year, but it was not as busy as I think this fall is going to be, with everything back in full swing here. Boys and girls soccer, girls tennis underway, just started today. Their first match, football obviously 2 games in, not to mention cross country, girls volleyball, cheerleading, band. There's so much stuff going on campus right now, and it's great to have it all back.
But if you remember, girls volleyball didn't start till the spring season, and now they're finally having their fall season.
But and I think you and I talked about this, Rob. It's weird. It was always weird those years where we had a football game before the kids came in. Now we've got 2.
That's bizarre.
Very bizarre.
It's weird. I thought the Triton game was, and I think that happened last year, or a couple of years ago, where we had
in August.
It was just weird.
Yeah.
And now here we are. We haven't even handed out a syllabus yet, and we're 2 games into into the season.
Yeah.
First down for Florence at their own 18-yard line, under 4 minutes remaining here in the fourth. Some of the reserves, I believe, for both teams in right now, as the carry of Florence from Elijah Quinn, the sophomore running back, getting some playing time here, picks up about a half dozen.
Dunphy JP is, again, also a sophomore coming in into the game. So Florence puts in a new quarterback.
Second down and 4. Toss goes to the far side. They're going to go with Elijah Quinn again. And he's going to be a couple yards shy of the first down. Third down and 2 on the way, under the 3-minute mark here in the fourth quarter, guys, and a really impressive back-to-back performance after a shaky start in back-to-back games. It's almost like you want to start the game about 6 minutes in each week.
Well, again, even with the in the Triton game, Sterling didn't start coming back until the third quarter of that game. But as soon as Florence scored, Sterling was right into it.
Nice tackle on the play there by Andre Vi, a junior defensive lineman. Brings up a 4th down and 2. And Florence obviously nothing to lose here. Down 41-7.
Well, if you're Florence, you're a young team, and we've been there before. You just got to put this one behind you and hope younger players mature sooner rather than later, and they just get better from week to week.
Sterling defense will hold here, and they will take over on downs, and that will pretty much do it. Sterling will just kneel on it from here on out as the clock stops as it continues. Looks like they did give them the first down, so clock continues to roll. It's under 75 seconds remaining here in this one.
John, we said a big bad senior now.
Unbelievable.
What's been your best memory to this point in any sport? Doesn't even have to be football.
I think it was the Jaden Johnson game-winning 3.
Okay. And you called that one, right?
Yes. I think that memory will be printed forever in my mind.
And I think Jaden Johnson would agree with you too.
I think he would too.
It's about 30 seconds remaining in this one. Sterling's going to move to 2-0 on the year, and a very impressive 2-0 offensively.
Got to have a good week of practice.
Focused week. Yep. Get ready.
You play how you practice. I think every football coach that I've ever known has said that at one time or another, or many times.
And it's going to be a busy week. It's going to be a weird week. Ricketts on the carry. Kind of went up high there. Nonetheless, the buzzer sounds, and Sterling remains undefeated on this 2021 season. They win this one 41-7. 2 touchdowns from Trey Potts, Mekhi Morgan, and Jameer Rowe. And they win this one with the ground assault, Kevin.
Yeah, they did, and they did it on the ground, but really, I think when you looked at this game, it was a complete game. On offense, we talked at length about what they did. Defensively, turning things around, making stops, having gang tackling, and special teams. And they're all the things you're going to need to do moving forward.
So Sterling will look ahead to Collingswood next week, next Friday night, right here on Channel 19. Undefeated Sterling, 2-0. They take care of business here against Florence. For Jay Clark, John Hallwood, Kevin Schulz, Tad Kozaneski, the entire Channel 19 crew, I'm Rob Strauss. We'll see you next week. Sterling wins this one 41-7. We'll see you next week.